Tower Bridge is a Grade 1 listed combined bascule, suspension, and, until 1960, cantilever bridge in London, built between 1886 and 1894, designed by Horace Jones and engineered by John Wolfe Barry with the help of Henry Mark Brunel. It crosses the River Thames close to the Tower of London and is one of 5 London bridges owned and maintained by the City Bridge Foundation, a charitable trust founded in 1282. The bridge was constructed to connect the 39% of London's population that lived east of London Bridge, equivalent to the populations of Manchester on the one side, and Liverpool on the other, while allowing shipping to access the Pool of London between the Tower of London and London Bridge. The bridge was opened by Edward, Prince of Wales, and Alexandra, Princess of Wales, on June 30, 1894. The bridge is 940 feet long including the abutments and consists of two 213-foot bridge towers connected at the upper level by 2 horizontal walkways, and a central pair of bascules that can open to allow shipping. Originally hydraulically powered, the operating mechanism was converted to an electro-hydraulic system in 1972. The bridge is part of the London Inner Ring Road and thus the boundary of the London Congestion Charge Zone, and remains an important traffic route with 40,000 crossings every day. The bridge deck is freely accessible to both vehicles and pedestrians, whereas the bridge's twin towers, high-level walkways, and Victorian engine rooms form part of the Tower Bridge exhibition. Tower Bridge has become a recognizable London landmark. It is sometimes confused with London Bridge, about 0.5 miles (800 meters) upstream, which has led to a persistent urban legend about an American purchasing the wrong bridge. More than 50 designs were submitted, including one from civil engineer Sir Joseph Bazalgette, which was rejected because of a lack of sufficient headroom. None of the designs gained support and it was not until July 24, 1884, that the Bridge House Estates Committee brought forward a report proposing that a low-level bridge, with mechanical opening or openings, be built. Following a deputation from the committee visiting Belgium, Holland, and Newcastle Bridge, a proposal was presented on October 28, 1884, to the Court of Common Council for a mechanical bridge built according to one of 3 models: Design A swing bridge, Design B, a variation of that swing bridge, and Design C, a bascule bridge. Design C was recommended, and a bill was prepared to present to Parliament. Construction was funded by the City Bridge Foundation, a charity established in 1282 for maintenance of London Bridge that subsequently expanded to cover Tower Bridge, Blackfriars Bridge, Southwark Bridge and the Millennium Bridge. Sir John Wolfe Barry was appointed engineer and Sir Horace Jones the architect who, as the city architect, was also one of the judges. Jones and Barry designed a bridge with 2 bridge towers built on piers. The central span was split into 2 equal bascules or leaves, which could be raised to allow river traffic to pass. The 2 side spans were suspension bridges, with rods anchored both at the abutments and through rods contained in the bridge's upper walkways. On average, 432 people worked on the site, although at least 1,200 worked on its construction overall and received invitations to the entertainment provided for the workmen at its opening. Cretwell was the resident engineer throughout the period of construction and remained associated with the bridge until his death in 1933. He noted that there were only 10 fatal accidents during the construction, 4 in sinking the foundations, 1 on the approaches, and the remaining 5 on the superstructure. 2 piers, containing over 70,000 long tons of concrete, were sunk into the riverbed to support the construction. The first caisson was started in September 1886 and it was not until January 1890 that both piers were complete. The reason for the long duration of the foundation works was the need to defer excavation of the second pier until the staging for the first pier had been removed to allow 160 feet of clear waterway for shipping. Tower Bridge was officially opened on June 30, 1894, by the Prince and Princess of Wales. The opening ceremony was attended by the Lord Chamberlain, Lord Carrington, and the Home Secretary, H. Asquith. It was reported that few pageants have been more brilliant or will have a more abiding and historic interest than the opening of Tower Bridge in the history of the City of London, and it was a semi-state occasion. In addition to the official opening, the City of London Corporation gave an entertainment at a cost of £300 to 1,200 workmen and their wives. Edward Cretwell, who had been in charge of the building of the bridge from the beginning, presided. After dinner, each workman was presented with a commemorative pipe and packet of tobacco, and each workman's wife with a box of sweetmeats. An Act of Parliament stipulated that a tugboat should be on station to assist vessels in danger when crossing the bridge, a requirement that remained in place until the 1960s. On December 30, 1952, a number 78 double-decker bus was crossing Tower Bridge. The process of stopping traffic when the bridge was getting raised failed while a relief watchman was on duty. The bus was near the edge of the South Bascule when it started to rise. Driver Albert Edward Gunter, 1906-1968, made a split-second decision to accelerate the bus, clearing a 1.8 meters drop onto the North Bascule, which had not started to rise. The conductor broke his leg and 12 of the 20 passengers aboard received minor injuries. The driver was later rewarded with a £10 bonus for his quick thinking. In 1960, the upper bridges of the two pedestrian walkways that connected the two main towers were converted from being cantilever bridges, projecting horizontally out into space, to suspension bridges when suspension cables were added. This was to reinforce the strength of the walkways. In 1974, the original operating mechanism was largely replaced by a new electro-hydraulic drive system, designed by Geoffrey Beresford Hartwell, of BHA Cromwell House, with the original final pinions driven by modern hydraulic motors. In 1982, the Tower Bridge exhibition opened, housed in the bridge's twin towers, the long-closed high-level walkways, and the Victorian engine rooms. The latter still houses the original steam engines and some of the original hydraulic machinery. The bridge closed for a month in 2000 to repair the bascules and perform other maintenance. A computer system was installed to control the raising and lowering of the bascules remotely. However, the system proved unreliable, resulting in the bridge being stuck in the open or closed positions on several occasions during 2005 until its sensors were replaced. The Tower Bridge attraction is a display housed inside the bridge's towers, the high-level walkways, and the Victorian engine rooms. It uses films, photos, and interactive displays to explain why and how Tower Bridge was built. Visitors can access the original steam engines that once powered the bridge bascules, housed in engine rooms, underneath the south end of the bridge. The attraction charges an admission fee. The entrance is from the ticket office on the west side of the North Tower, from where visitors can climb the stairs or take a lift to the high-level walkways to cross to the South Tower. In the towers and walkways is interpretation about the history of the bridge. The walkways also provide views over the city, the Tower of London, and the Pool of London, and include two glass floors, where you can look down to see the road and River Thames below. From the South Tower, visitors can exit and follow the Blue Line to the Victorian engine rooms, with the original steam engines, which are situated in a separate building underneath the southern approach to the bridge. Of the 1,114 English visitor attractions tracked by Visit England, in 2019 Tower Bridge had 889,338 visitors and was the 34th most visited attraction in England, and the 17th most visited attraction that charged an admission fee. It is one of only 3 bridges in England tracked as a visitor attraction alongside the Clifton Suspension Bridge in Bristol and the Iron Bridge in Shropshire. On May 11, 2009, 6 people were trapped and injured after an elevator fell 10 feet inside the North Tower. On August 9, 2021, the bridge remained open after a technical failure. The bridge had opened to let the Jubilee Trust tall ship through from 2 p.m. before getting stuck. The bridge was closed and reopened to traffic approximately 12 hours later. Tower Bridge is a Grade 1 listed combined bascule, suspension, and, until 1960, cantilever bridge in London, built between 1886 and 1894, designed by Horace Jones and engineered by John Wolfe Barry with the help of Henry Mark Brunel. It crosses the River Thames close to the Tower of London and is one of 5 London bridges owned and maintained by the City Bridge Foundation, a charitable trust founded in 1282.